Well, hello everybody and welcome back. We are upstairs in the kitchen today. It's very bright through the window because unfortunately it's snowing again. So I've decided to do something with a little heat in it because I'm rebelling against the snow. So back in the days of the Spice Crispy Challenge, there was some discussion of a nuclear brownie and an atomic brownie, something along those lines. So I think today that's what I'm going to fiddle with is I'm going to make some good old fudge brownies. And I'm going to throw probably way too much pepper paint in there, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. If you want to do it without the peppers, it's a pretty basic brownie recipe that I'm working on. It's the old, was it Betty Crocker, I think? Pretty sure it's the old Betty Crocker cookbook I've got out there. And yeah, really simple brownies. Probably going to be a fairly quick video. My cooking videos never take that long. And let's get started. My mistake. It is the Better Homes cookbook. This thing is like one of my favorite cookbooks ever. And here we have our basic fudge brownie recipe if you want to pause it and write all that stuff down. Not much to it though. So we're going to start this off easy enough. We're just going to melt our 2 ounces of unsweetened chocolate and our ½ cup of butter or margarine over a nice low heat. And while I'm doing that, I'll go rummaging through all those powdered peppers that I've got. Still a fair bit of joy in this box. Probably going to go with some red Thai chili because it's just delightful. The chocolate moruga was a little much. Maybe I'll use the last of the Reaper. And that's it for powdered peppers that I can cook with in the box. Fantastic. I still have some dried peppers in here, but chunks of dried ghost, I just don't think that's a nice idea for brownies. So that worked out to about ½ teaspoon of Reaper powder that I had left, and I've got a full tablespoon of the red Thai or the bird's eye chili, depending on what you call it. So that's going to be ready for just a few minutes. Once this is melted down a little bit more, I want to put the powders in before I add the rest of the ingredients, so hopefully it'll be nice and evenly mixed through everything. And then while we're waiting for that to finish melting down the rest of the way, grab the rest of the needed ingredients here. I've got ½ cup of crushed pecans, ¾ cup of flour, full cup of sugar, 2 eggs, of course my powdered peppers, and some vanilla, pre-greased 8x8 pan. It's a nice, quick, easy recipe, so hopefully I won't screw this up too bad. This is almost at a point where I'm ready to start mixing in the peppers. Let them cook through into the chocolate. I find it's best when making these treats to get the peppers in as soon as I possibly can, because that way they really just incorporate with everything best that way. That turned out to be rather a lot compared to the amount of butter and chocolate that's in there, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Stir that up a bit. Then once this is all melted, take it off the heat and keep working it. So once that is melted and removed from the heat, we stir in our sugar, our 2 eggs, and I need to measure up that vanilla, so that's a two-handed thing. Oh, what the heck, we'll just give it a shake. Open. Yeah, two-handed thing, the lid is seized. So yeah, once you get your vanilla open, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we just kind of gently stir all this in by hand till it's fairly evenly mixed. Again, this might be a two-handed thing. My saucepan is kind of moving all around on me here. We'll see, we'll see. Just want to get it fairly evenly combined before we add our flour and our pecans. I suppose if I'd been thinking, trying to be so efficient, but did I remember to preheat the toaster oven? No, of course not. Anyway, so that looks fairly evenly mixed. I can see a few red flakes on there. It's going to be interesting. Going to be some interesting brownies. Shouldn't be too painfully hot, but there should definitely be some spice there. So there's our flour, there's our pecans. Mix that all up until it's nice and evenly combined. And we pour, in theory, our batter into the baking pan. I'm definitely going to need to scrape that out. That's a nice thick batter. Yeah, I'm going to have to scrape that out. And we just fire that into the toaster oven at 350 for ½ an hour while the cat complains in the background. and we'll see how she does. Probably going to need a little bit longer than that because this wasn't properly preheated. So we'll say give it 45 minutes. We'll call it 40 minutes. I'll set the timer for 40 minutes. So a quick tip for any teens and husbands who may be choosing to join along in these cooking adventures. For some reason, most wives already seem to know this, so it's not really directed at you ladies. But teens and husbands, if you want to be allowed to play in the kitchen, remember to clean as you go. For example, I'm still waiting on these things to come out of the toaster oven, but I've already cleaned up my entire mess and a little bit of mess that was left behind. So even if she's not thrilled by the brownies, she'll be thrilled by the clean kitchen. Pro tip. Alright, so this beauty's had about 40 minutes because, as I said earlier, the toaster oven wasn't exactly preheated. Now I just need to let that cool somewhere. Let's do the classic toothpick test on this. It's a fudge brownie, so I don't know if it should come out clean or not, but it sure looks alright to me. Oh yeah. Alright, so this has to cool for a little while, and Shock's may be stopping in about half an hour, so maybe those times will work out and she can help me test this. It's one of the joys of small town living. She gets to come home for lunch every day, so when I'm here, we get to spend that time together. It's a nice unexpected perk of living in the middle of nowhere. Alright, so yeah, we need to let those cool for a little bit. I need to dry up the dishes that I did while I was waiting on them to bake. And yeah, time for a tasting after that, so cool. Hopefully there'll be a good quality fudgy brownie flavor. Hopefully they'll have some heat, but it won't be all like cap cramp, gut rot kind of heat. So we'll see. It's just a tablespoon of the red tie and what was it, half a teaspoon of Reaper powder. So in theory it shouldn't be that bad, right? It's hot, but not hot. Alright, well, as much as I was hoping to have Shocks join me for this tasting, here we have our delicious plate of brownies. They got a little gibbled when I took them out, but otherwise not too bad. I'm going to grab a corner piece because I'm weak for corners on brownies. This back here for a second. All in all, those pecans came out pretty well. Nice and moist in the center, just how I kind of like my brownies. Doesn't look like there's too much pain going on here, but cat's in the background, so that's always a little painful. Alright. Dude, you don't get brownies. Alright, so there's no immediate kicker from this. However, once I swallowed, it definitely left a residue on my tongue. And Gordon, zip it. Bloody cat. Not too hot. So I think if I was going to send these out as a challenge type brownie, I would probably replace that 1 tablespoon of the red Thai pepper with something a little more extreme. Maybe the Moruga scorpion or whatever. But for just kind of farting around at home and I'm just kind of enjoying a little heat in a brownie, this worked out really well. So if you're interested, red Thai peppers are also known as bird's eye peppers. You can get them at a lot of Safeway Sobe locations and other larger grocery stores. And I need to let you go to find out what the cat's beef is. So thank you for joining me today. And I hope you enjoyed this little brownie video. Have yourself an absolutely fabulous day. Gordon, jeez.